So today I came with a very special topic. You know, in Uganda this month, it is Suicidal Awareness Month, and I want to share some more information about suicide. This month of September, we do an awareness as Uganda Counseling Association to just teach the community about suicide and how to help people not to commit suicide, because suicidal ideations have been so rampant in Uganda. And I just want to give a little information to everyone who is watching. Today is going to be just the English version because of time. Olulala nsobola okukola ne mu Luganda naye leero lwokka mu Luzungu. So suicide, we have ideation. Somebody might think about doing suicide. Others actually try to attempt that suicide, taking their own life. That's what they call suicide. And in Uganda and around the world, it's rampant because of what's happening. So many things that have been happening around the world help precipitate this suicide. And there are many causes that make people do suicide. Ugandans who are working abroad in Saudi Arabia, in Afghanistan, Iraq, they've been reported to have done that. And there's many more other causes, reasons why people do suicide. Even in my community here, in our communities, yeah, we have people that try that. People that attempt, whether you attempt, whether you try it, whether you succeed, whether you don't succeed, it is still suicide, because many people try and then they get rescued and others actually die. So I want to talk about one cause of suicide. Others, you know them, you know the reason why people try to take their own lives, and I won't go into so much details, but one reason why people try to commit suicide is self-doubt. When you doubt yourself, when you doubt your abilities, when you doubt everything you can do, it leads you to do such funny stuff. People call them funny stuff, but it's a really serious thing called suicide. Did you know that all of us, every human, has the ability to solve every problem they have, every problem that they're going through, as long as they admit that they can, and as long as they get the right resources, the right kind of help needed, everyone can solve every problem they have. So, anyone who goes through self-doubt, when you doubt yourself, you will never do anything in life. If somebody leaves you, if you lose a job, if you lose people in your life and you think, man, I can't handle this alone, and you believe that, you doubt. Remember, every time we doubt ourselves, there is a portion of our hearts, our mind that tells us, no, you can do this. You can handle it. Remember when you went away and worked for 5 years and didn't stay with anybody, you survived? Some portions of your mind tells you that, and another portion say, no, you can't. So you doubt yourself and you finally end up committing suicide. And this is Suicidal Awareness Month. And my fellow colleagues, the Uganda Counseling Association, my friends Jita Emmanuel was on TV talking about this. My lecturer, Gaston Bayamugisha, Kakinda Adrian, big up my fellow counselor. I love you, man, and I'm so proud to be your student, and I follow up on those counseling nuggets, and they inspire me so much to be a better man and to continue in this line of counseling. So we know the causes of suicide. We know why people try to do that. How do we help them? This is the reason why I'm here. This is the reason why my friend was on TV giving insights about how to help people not to do suicide. Even the campaign, the general awareness that's done every year, that's celebrated every year, we do that because we don't want to see more people, more young people committing suicide. And it's reported even in universities, many young people, youths my age and those who are a little younger, they try to take their own lives because they see when things are out of their way, life cannot continue. And we want to help them because that's a period of time that our minds are just fixed. They're not thinking so much, and the devil tries to actually help take our lives away. So what do we do? How do we help somebody who is thinking about committing suicide, who is trying to commit suicide today. Maybe you have a child. There are symptoms, by the way. There are symptoms that these people present. We know there are causes. We've talked about that, the self-doubt. But there are symptoms that people talk. They air out stuff. They say, Augustine, when I die, what do you think happens? Maybe they say, when I fall into that very fast-moving truck, what do you think happens to my body? I feel like this life is meaningless. I feel like, this year has been so hard for me. They say things that are very negative. So when you have a friend, try to find out what your friends are thinking. Try to find out what they're developing in their minds. When they start to talk about negative statements, sentiments, go in, intervene and see and find out. Because those are the signs. They are negative. They see no value in life. They want to take their own lives. Some people want to take other people's lives before they take their own lives. So they say, life is meaningless. I want to go in a peaceful place where I can sleep and don't wake up. They say, I want to go and dive into that river and just fall onto that pointing timber or that pointing piece of wood, whatever it is. You know, they say those things and more things that are very negative. Try to identify those people who are not dreaming, who are tired. Statements that show somebody's not really focused on moving forward. They see they are stagnant in life. They don't want to continue beyond this. Those are the signs and symptoms that you have to look at. And if we have our friends who are going through that, how do we help somebody? So, and me, if I'm thinking about committing suicide, I see life is meaningless, I don't want to continue with life, what do I do? Try to find a friend. Try to find a friend who you can talk to, share to everything about you, people you trust, and share to them about your life, your stories. It will be so easy when you're going through difficult moments. You know, stressors of lives are there. Everyone has those stressors of life. But when they continue more and more in advance, they go into depression, and then afterwards we see people committing suicide. But those daily stressors of life, they're going to be there. But if you don't handle them well, that's when they're going to advance and go into those ideations of thinking about suicide and all of that. But I want to help somebody who is thinking about committing suicide. Find a counselor. Talk to a counselor. Talk to somebody. If you have any issue that is in your heart that's bothering you, people don't love you anymore. Everything you do, people just discourage you. They say you're the worst. They don't want to be with you. They don't love you. It makes you feel bad about yourself. Talk to somebody. Talk to a friend who you love, a friend who you trust, a counselor. They will really be helpful before you think about the negative things. And if your friend is thinking about, showed you those signs and symptoms, you see their status, they're thinking about taking their life is meaningless, those signs that our friends try to exhibit, let's try to intervene in our friends' life. Those who we love, let's try to find out what's bothering them and ask them what's going on. If there's something untackled, let them handle that. If they are not very sure of what's going on, or if they don't trust you, please refer them to a counselor, refer them to somebody who might be able to help them. Somebody who is trying to commit suicide, if you don't listen to what they say, if you don't take close attention to their statements, what they're going through, what they are talking about, man, you could be a victim yourself. All of you, they might be driving a car and they wreck. They do it intentionally, so all of you in that car die. So be watchful. Be watchful of our friends, our families, our kids at school, whatever we have, our friends at work, our roommates. Watch the words they speak. Listen carefully and try to investigate when somebody is going through a terrible situation. They've lost a job, some personal things have been not moving well. Try to investigate and find out and help so that we can save our brothers and sisters, so we can save a generation, because that's the devil. The devil wants it. It is a spirit of suicide. The devil works with that spirit, and it always wants to see somebody die. And let's try to develop that fighting. Let's always try to fight that fighting mechanism, the skills that help us to withstand, to move forward, not to always give up and think about losing our lives if something is not going the way we planned. Let's seek help. I'm waiting for anyone who refer people to me. I'm still doing counseling. Please refer those that you think they're going through very difficult situations in life. I'm here. I'm ready to counsel you. I'm ready to talk to you. Everyone, I hope you're ready to help your friends not to commit suicide. And I hope you're ready, after watching this video, to change your plans, to not give up. If life is becoming difficult, you find a friend and talk to them. If not, you look for a counselor. You pray to God. There are so many ways that can help us to stay intact, not to do the act of suicide, because it's going to be so shameful. It will shame our families, our generations and generations to come. Stay focused, stay watchful,